Hello everybody, welcome back to the footy recap. It looks like Diomande is finally going to Real Madrid. And what are the implications of this? Because it looks like he's going for around 120 million euros. PSG are buying replacements. Does this mean that Barcola is finally allowed to leave and go to Liverpool? What else happens because of this? I'm frankly a little bit concerned about Real Madrid because I think they bought, 7 players now? It looks like they might get Rodri as well. They've already got Bernardo Silva, they've got Canate, they've got a whole new back four of players. Denzel Dumfries has gone there, Cucurella's gone there, Bernardo Silva, it looks like they might get Rodri, they're going to get Diomande. It looks like Vinicius Jr. is also going to stay. They've still got Mbappe and everybody else. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, Real Madrid are looking a little bit greedy right now in terms of the players that they are bringing to their club. Because frankly, they are looking stacked. And I think Diomande would have been a great addition for any team. 120 million euros is probably a little bit of expensive for him. But like I've said in previous videos, ultimately, it looks like Real Madrid are meaning business and buying him. But the implications this summer are interesting because, as I've said in previous videos, winger roulette is abound right now. I think with Diomande going to Real Madrid, that kills the idea that Elise may well go there as well. Because we have seen Elise potentially getting rid of his Bayern Munich socials on his profile, which means that he could be making a move somewhere else. We have seen links of Elise and Real Madrid, but I think with Diomande coming in, I can't imagine that they buy Elise as well. He's probably going to be £150 million plus for Elise, which is a crazy amount for one player. But as it stands right now, Real Madrid are looking in good stead. But the implications of this are obviously enormous because if Diomande goes to Real Madrid, PSG, they're buying Akliouche, Mika Götze, Ferran Torres. Potentially, a few more Real Madrid forwards could leave. Endrick, I think, is available because Diomande's going in there, which means he could be a good option for a team like Liverpool. Or maybe going to a place like Man City, or even PSG, I could see that. That means that Barcola, who looks like he's going to go to Liverpool, is more and more likely to happen if PSG get replacements. Bayern Munich still sniffing around for wingers as well. We know that Gakpo is on their list, among others. So it looks like there's a few, there's players that are rotating in various places. Luis Diaz might go to Saudi, which means they might buy a left winger, which means someone else might buy somebody else, and so on and so forth. Marcus Rashford's still available. There are plenty of wingers making moves in this transfer window. Really, like I said, it's winger roulette at the minute, with various players going to various teams. But this Diomande one, as we saw from Fabrizio Romano, has been here you go for about a week now. Maybe even almost 2 weeks, as we can see here. And I don't think this one was ever in doubt. But the saga itself was bizarre, with Liverpool bidding for him, PSG then leading the race, and then the U-turn to go to Real Madrid from both of them was just bizarre, to be fair. But obviously, when big clubs do come into the race, sometimes players' heads do get turned. I personally feel like this Real Madrid kit is a bit strange as well. The green on it is reminding me of something unusual. But as you can see, this does look like a deal that is going to get done. Fabrizio Romano has been bringing out some pretty interesting updates over the past few days on a few of them. Had a little bit of beef with Florian Plettenberg about the exact timeline of the deal, but it looks like it is going to get done now. Diomande looking like he is going to head to Real Madrid, which is unfortunate for Liverpool, who I thought he would have been good for as a right winger. If they got Barcola and Diomande, that would have been fantastic. As a Liverpool fan, I would have been very pleased with that. But right now, as we can see, Fabrizio Romano bringing out some updates surrounding Diomande, saying that that deal is going to get done. Real Madrid looking a little bit scary, to be honest. And as you can see here, Rodri also being linked with a move to Real Madrid. And Barcelona apparently are both prepared to pay for him. I mean, Rodri in Barcelona or in Real Madrid's team will probably go straight into the team and look very, very fierce. I don't think he's necessarily the player that he once was, but I do still think he's a very good player. And he did run the show for that Spain team that won the World Cup, obviously. Very, very interesting stuff indeed. When we look here, you can see Barcelona are also in the running for Rodri, which would be fascinating. Rodri, another, let's face it, Premier League legend that may be on the move this summer. And we are coming into a new era now where, you've lost a lot of those Premier League legends. Salah has gone. De Bruyne left last season. Rodri would be another big one. And there are quite a few Premier League legends that do seem to be waning in terms of their influence and moving on. And we are entering a new era now where we may see some of these players moving to other places. One of the interesting things that I talked about, obviously, Akliouche, who was linked with Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal and a few others, looking like he's going to PSG. Does this now mean that Barcola goes to Liverpool? There is fascinating winger roulette, as I said, going on right now in terms of where players are going to go. There's been quite a lot of deals in this transfer window. There was a season, was it not last season, but the season before, where there were very few transfers in general, but this one seems absolutely stacked in terms of transfers. As I mentioned as well, Vinicius Jr. looking like he's going to sign a new contract for Jose Mourinho. Mourinho at Real Madrid with an incredible amount of new signings. What do we think? Do you think this is going to be scary Real Madrid again, or do you think they're going to be a bit limp like they were last season? Also, what happens with Jude Bellingham, who I think, frankly, may end up moving on in the next few seasons if Real Madrid don't start winning things? I think Bellingham is a fantastic player. Obviously, is he 22 now or 23? He's got 5 years, really, until he enters his prime still, even though you could argue maybe he's already in his prime at 23. What do we think about Bellingham? Do you think he could come to the Premier League? I get the impression Bellingham could go to Liverpool or Man City, you know, in the future, because he is just a really top player, isn't he? Very, very interesting one. But ultimately, as you can see here, Liverpool are looking at getting Barcola over the line as a replacement for Salah, which I think would be excellent for them. But there's plenty of stuff to discuss here in terms of transfers, in terms of people rotating, etc. What do you think about all of this? Because I'm really fascinated to know what everyone thinks about particularly Real Madrid signings for this video. I mean, this is just the amount of signings that they've made is pretty remarkable. As you can see, they've been selling plenty of players as well, so it's not like they don't sell players. Nico Paz, Munoz to Liverpool, obviously they got 15 million for the sell-on clause on that one. There are a lot of decent players in here. We know 226 million euros from academy sales. That is absolutely crazy, isn't it? It really is crazy. You can see, as I was saying here, they got Jose Mourinho, Cucurella, Bernardo Silva, Canate, Dumfries, and Carlos Ispi, and Yan Diomande is on the way. I mean, this is looking like a rebuild if I've ever seen one. Surely that means that some of Real Madrid's players are going to become available. I think Endrick could be on his way out from what I've seen. If Rodri goes in as well, I mean, they've got Camavinga, Tchouaméni, and a bunch of other players in that midfield area that may be surplus to requirements. We've seen that Camavinga and Jose Mourinho fell out, apparently, and he said to him that he's not going to use him. So the reality is Camavinga could be available. Again, Premier League clubs will likely be interested in him. But as of right now, it looks like Real Madrid are really rebuilding their team, and it's going to be fascinating, as you can see here. They might need to sell Camavinga or Tchouaméni to sign Rodri. Both are not willing to leave. Camavinga has offers. Apparently the massive wages would be an issue, obviously. I think ultimately, Real Madrid are putting on a show right now in terms of how to do a transfer window. It's going to be really interesting to see how Diomande does. And does this mean Barcola goes to Liverpool? Does this mean that we see some more wingers moving on this summer? Get your comments in down below because I'm really interested to see what you think about this, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.